Hello and welcome to my video channel. I'm Tim Sutherland. Today I'm going to talk about interested party contributions, sometimes referred to as seller help or real estate agent broker rebates, or even for new construction builders providing funds towards your closing costs. So the other day I was having lunch with a real estate agent. Just a little after I was actually working with a client, so I'm going to back up to that. So I had a client, past client, his son is buying a home for new construction. Now, I'm not the lender on that, but we got to talking. He was asking me some questions. I guess he was going to pass it on to his son. And the issue he was having is his son was buying a home with 5% down payment. Now, this builder had advertised that they were going to give, I believe it was $10,000 toward to the buyer, and part of their advertising in the contract. And then his own real estate agent was giving him a commission rebate, I believe, for a couple of $1,000s. And so the question that came up, he was getting very frustrated with the builder and the builder's lender because with 5% down, the builder's lender was telling him, oh, well, you can only use 3%, which I believe was $9,000. And so his question was, well, I've got this extra $4,000. And they kept telling him, well, you don't get to use that. That defaults back to us. And of course he's saying, well, no, it says right here, you'll give me X. So anyhow, he got to talk to me about it. And I said, well, that's not really the correct thing anyhow. It doesn't default back to the seller. I said, what happens? I said, what happens is the extra part, beyond the 3% in this case, is the seller's, or is a sales concession. I said, the 3% is a financing concession. There are two buckets when it comes to interested party contributions. You've got a financing concession and a sales concession. Financing concessions would help you with your financing, i.e. the 3% toward closing costs. The other part, sales concession, they're basically saying, you buy the house from me and I'll give you extra. In this case, it's if you look at it, basically it's cash. So when you come to a sales concession, in this case, you have to recalculate the loan amount. So in a roundabout way, it's used to increase the down payment because we have to lower the loan amount. And so I told him that. I said, well, just go back, tell him the lawyer. I did the math for him. I said, have them lower the loan amount to this. It's about $4,000 less. And they can apply it there and you'll be fine. And they were going back and forth. I ended up sending them the guideline straight from Fannie Mae where it says that's how you're supposed to do it. And my client actually worked at Fannie Mae. So, of course, he was getting all frustrated and about it. And, hopefully it all works out in the end. But then I was having lunch with real estate agents a few days later, and that was still on top of my head because, I thought lenders knew. And so I was talking to him. I said, well, the lenders you've been working with, what happens? If you get too much seller help, or later on, as you brought up, you get a home inspection issue or something. If seller says, well, I'll just give you the cash instead of making repairs, and then you run into the excess on the bucket versus sales concession versus financing concession. Because unfortunately, then the seller keeps us. Well, it's not correct. And they said, the other lenders were telling me, yeah. I said, no. So I explained the same thing. I said, so nobody should be leaving funds at the table. And it comes up like that sometimes. That was the perfect example there. Maybe you didn't have that much before. Home inspection is who seller says, well, I'll give you an extra $4,000 toward the repairs. And then you do the math and you go, well, we've got an issue because it exceeds your closing costs. And again, you just calculate, lower the loan amount. The simplest way to refer to it is just as increasing your down payment, because that's really what it is. And that's the operative thing. You can't use it toward your down payment, but you can use it to increase the down payment. So if your lender's not letting you do that, could be an overlay on their part, but it is actually the way it's supposed to be done, at least in the Fannie Mae. Freddie Mac guidelines, what I discussed, follows Fannie, Freddie, most jumbo loans, and FHA. because they do treat that extra, and you can't have an off-board seller help that actually runs into issues when it's not disclosed. So you have to have everything right on the settlement sheet at the end. So if you have questions about it, reach out to me. And happy to walk you through it, help you out with your own purchase. If you're running into this and being told you have to leave funds at the table. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.